What is going on, YouTube world? It is your boy Juice. You know, that's my nickname, or you can just call me Ghiman. You know, Ghiman Mckinney is my full name. Appreciate you guys for watching my sports podcast, The Juice Alert, today. Be sure to smash this like button right now, as it does help these videos get out to the public and the channel to grow. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos on here weekly, and almost every single day if I can. And turn on post notifications too, so you don't miss a single one of those videos that I post. It's only right, you guys. I want to talk about the Miami Dolphins and their future today, because I think the Dolphins have a chance to be a good team in about, you know, a perennial playoff team in about maybe 3 or 4 years, or they potentially could be a huge dumpster fire. And I'll just go over the reasons why. Now, as far as the Dolphins this season, I've done a record prediction for all 32 NFL teams. And I believe I had the Dolphins at 4-12 this year. I don't believe in the Dolphins this year. Spoiler alert, I do not think the Miami Dolphins will be a good team this year. And I think the organization realizes that too, because they just recently traded Laremy Tunsil. They just recently traded away Kenny Stills. They let Cameron Wake walk. They let, you know, Robert Quinn walk, okay? So this organization has, you know, let some of their better players walk. They've started over at quarterback with Ryan Fitzpatrick and Josh Rosen. So I think this organization is in a tanking mode. And I actually applaud them for it, because I'll get to that in a second. But again, and just overall as a whole, I'm not high on the Miami Dolphins as far as the whole AFC picture. And I'm just not very high on them as far as their division goes as well. I think the Miami Dolphins are the worst team in their division. The Patriots are going to be the Patriots, okay? The Jets, they've improved their offensive line. They've improved their defense, okay? They've improved their wide receivers. And to me, Sam Darnold is going to be a franchise quarterback. I'm not saying Sam Darnold is going to be this perennial Pro Bowl type player for many years to come, but Sam Darnold definitely can work in this National Football League, okay? Same with Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen is going to have a breakout season now that he has improved wide receivers, now that he has an improved offensive line, now that the defense is even better. And the defense last year was top 5 in the league this season. I would not be surprised if the Buffalo Bills have the best defense in all of football this year. They, to me, are the most underrated roster in all of football behind the San Francisco 49ers, guys. And to me, the Miami Dolphins are a worse team than they were last year. I just don't see this Miami team winning about 6 or 7 games like they did last year. I just think this Miami Dolphins team is worse than it was last year, okay? But as far as the Dolphins go, I do think there's some hope for the Dolphins, for the future. I really do. I think there's some hope for fans. If you're a Dolphins fan, you at least have a teeny bit of hope, okay? The reason why is because I do think I like some of their parts, okay? I really do. Xavier Howard, one of the most underrated quarterbacks in all football. Same with Minka Fitzpatrick, one of the most underrated safeties in all football. I like Christian Wilkins, who they drafted. I like Devontae Parker. I like Mike Gesicki. I like Michael Dieter. I like Isaiah Prince, 2 offensive linemen that they drafted, okay? I like them. I think they're going to be some cornerstones for the future that you can build off of. And I do like Kenyon Drake as well. So to me, the Dolphins have some solid ground pieces, okay? They have some pieces that they can build off of, okay? And to me, Brian Flores also is a solid head coach. I understand he's a rookie head coach, but to me, Brian Flores is going to be able to do some good things in the National Football League, okay? You know, Brian Flores, he's a former scouting director for the New England Patriots, so he's been able to scout players. He's been able to recognize talent and get players in the Patriots building that, you know, help the team win games, okay? So Brian Flores, I think he's going to be a good coach that can identify talent, that can identify players that fit his scheme and fit what he loves to do. And Brian Flores is going to be able to get the best out of, you know, some of the players that he will acquire, okay? And I think that Brian Flores is going to be a good head coach down the road, okay? And he's a former defensive coordinator too. You know, he's the guy that held that Rams offense to 3 points in the Super Bowl, okay? That was Brian Flores. Brian Flores was that defensive coordinator, okay? So I like the Dolphins. I like some parts for this Dolphins team. But I also do like the fact that the Dolphins are going to be able to add players for the future. The Dolphins, look, they pretty much, like I said, they tanked the season pretty much already. They traded Laremy Tunsil. They traded Kenny Stills. And while those players are very good, solid players, I applaud them for doing that, because it's gotten them a lot of great draft picks for the future. The Miami Dolphins, between this year and next year, are going to have eight picks in the first 2 rounds of the draft these next 2 seasons, okay? So in 2020, this upcoming draft, they're going to have 2 first-round picks, okay? In 2021, they're going to have 2 first-round picks, okay? And they also are going to have 2 second-round picks in both seasons as well. So between 2020 and 2021, the Miami Dolphins are going to be drafting, you know, in the first or second round with 8 picks. Okay, they have 8 picks in the first and second round these next 2 seasons. So if you're gonna listen, the best way to build up a team and start a rebuild for a franchise is to draft players. Okay, you know, when I look at teams like the Patriots, when I look at teams like the Eagles, when I look at teams like the Packers, the Steelers, the Cowboys, the Chiefs, the Rams, the Saints, the Seattle Seahawks, all the successful teams these past couple years have drafted players well. So the best way to, you know, develop your team and to get better over time, not in the short term, but as far as the long term goes, okay, is to go out and draft and acquire players through the draft, to home grow your players. Now, I'm not saying don't go out and get free agents, okay, because I do think there's some big value in going out and adding free agents. I really do firmly believe that. But free agency and through trades is not the best and ideal way to build your franchise. It's not sustainable, okay? It's not quite sustainable. So the Dolphins are doing a good job of that, okay? But the thing that it comes down to is, can the Dolphins get it right at quarterback? And to me, I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know. Listen, Ryan Fitzpatrick is not the answer. We all know that. Ryan Fitzpatrick this year is pretty much brought in to, you know, provide some stability, to, you know, get a capable starter in there, you know, a bottom line starter to help mentor Josh Rosen, okay? That's really what it comes down to, okay? So Ryan Fitzpatrick is not the future. The future, as we think it is potentially Josh Rosen, okay? So can Josh Rosen be that franchise quarterback for the Miami Dolphins? And I'm going to say, I don't know. I really don't know. And I'm going to say this right now. I'm not basing my opinion off of last year. Because Josh Rosen last year, it was a crime what he had to deal with. He had to deal with a bad coach that was lost last year. There's a reason why the Arizona Cardinals head coach from last year is no longer there. He wasn't very good, okay? He was lost, okay? The offensive line was arguably the worst in football. The wide receivers dropped a ton of passes. The defense was not very good. You know, the Arizona Cardinals were picking #1 overall in the draft. And while Josh Rosen could have played better last year, when you're drafting #1 overall in the entire draft, okay, that's not all on your quarterback. So Josh Rosen, I'm going to give him a pass for this past season. Because when I look at things, he did not have the requisite parts to succeed. The Arizona Cardinals did not set Josh Rosen up to succeed properly. They did not develop him properly. So they just pretty much threw him into the fire. So I'm not basing my opinion on Josh Rosen based off this past year. But again, while I'm kind of being a hypocrite by saying I'm going to give Josh Rosen a little bit of a pass, I'm just going to be flat out with you. Even though Josh Rosen does get somewhat of a pass based on his performance this past year, he was not very good last year. He just wasn't, okay? He was not very good. He looked overwhelmed. He was late on a lot of throws. He did a poor job of reading defenses. He did a poor job of processing defenses. He did a poor job of going through his progressions across the entire field. Josh Rosen, to me, just was flat out not very accurate, not very good, and made a lot of poor decisions. And again, it's his rookie year, okay? We're going to give him some slack. I do think that teams nowadays are not particularly patient with franchise quarterbacks. You need to have some patience with Josh Rosen. Not everyone can come into the league and be Deshaun Watson. Not everyone can come into the league and be Baker Mayfield. Not everyone can come into the league and, you know, be Patrick Mahomes. That's not everyone, okay? Everyone learns at a different curve. That's life in general. Everyone learns at a different curve in life. So be patient with Josh Rosen. But again, I was not high on Josh Rosen coming out of college. I really wasn't, okay? So I'm basing my opinion based on what I thought of him coming out of college. And to me, coming out of college, he wasn't anything special. He wasn't. The guy, to me, just doesn't come across as a guy that can, you know, elevate a football team. He's nothing special. When Josh Rosen has a clean pocket, he does well. But when Josh Rosen has pressure in his face, when he has to improvise, when he's, you know, forced to go off schedule, Josh Rosen's not very dynamic. He's not a great player. He's your classic pocket quarterback. He's your classic sit in the pocket duck quarterback. Nothing special I see about Josh Rosen. I just don't. So again, I'm not saying Josh Rosen is going to be a bum. But again, in the National Football League, we got guys like Patrick Mahomes. We got guys like Carson Wentz, Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees. Not Peyton Manning. Tom Brady. You got to have the guy at quarterback. And again, as far as your division goes, the Jets have found their quarterback. The Bills, I think they found their quarterback for the future. You know, the Patriots, they're going to be the Patriots regardless. They've won 11 games with Matt Castle. With Matt Castle, the Patriots won 11 games. So as far as the Dolphins go, you got to get this right. And to me, look, I'm not gonna worry about this year because Josh Rosen, I'm gonna let him, ride it out this year. I don't think he'll start a whole lot of games this year. I think he's gonna be, sitting behind Ryan Fitzpatrick, kind of learning the new playbook, kind of getting familiar with what Brian Flores wants him to do, and then we'll see what he does next year. But in 2021, Josh Rosen is gonna need to ball, in my humble opinion, because if he does not ball out, I'm moving off of Josh Rosen. Windows closed in the NFL, guys. You need to get the quarterback right. So to me, if Josh Rosen stinks up the joint once again in 2021, if we're not seeing consistent gradual improvement from Josh Rosen in 2021, I'm drafting Trevor Lawrence. I'm drafting Justin Fields. I'm moving on from Josh Rosen. Because to me, Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence are going to be the top 2 quarterbacks in the 2021 class. Those are 2 transcendent type players, especially Trevor Lawrence. We saw what he did to Nick Saban in the national championship game, okay? Trevor Lawrence is a generational talent. Justin Fields has the potential to be a generational talent. So, again, for me, if you ask me, is Josh Rosen the future? No. To me, Josh Rosen is not the future, okay? To me, he's not the future. To me, Josh Rosen is not going to pan out. That's just my humble opinion. Again, I'm rooting for Josh Rosen. I want Josh Rosen to be good, but I just don't really see it. There's just something about him. There's something missing with Josh Rosen. Again, he's had a lot of injury history coming out of college. Not particularly the case this year, but again, I just don't think Josh Rosen is the answer quarterback. And again, the Dolphins are going to need to make a decision in 2021 if Josh Rosen is potentially not, increasing and getting better. Do we want to keep him? Do we want to continue to add and build around him? Or do we want to move on from him? That is a tough decision that the Miami Dolphins are going to be faced with. They're going to need to decide, is Josh Rosen our guy? And to me, I don't know. I don't think he's going to be the guy for the future for the Miami Dolphins. But, that's my opinion. Be sure to comment where you agree with me or you disagree with me. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right now if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can. A fun fact about me is I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world. I want to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. Kind of like Colin Cowherd, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp. You get the point. Okay, I want to do sports, television, and radio for a full living once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I currently am a freshman there right now. So the best thing you guys can do to just help me continue to grow as a young broadcaster is to just share this channel with all your friends, because potentially if this channel really gets somewhere, I want to start my own network, okay? Or potentially if it doesn't, or if I fall a little bit short, I want to go into a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. So the best thing you guys can do to just flat out just help me grow as a broadcaster, help me learn, get other people hip to this channel, just share this channel with all your friends, share this channel on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. Also, be sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. And once again, guys, just share this channel with everyone you know. Get everyone hipped and watching these videos. Get my voice out there and heard. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. It's been your boy, Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in today. I really do. Have a God blessed day. Stay motivated, you guys, and I'm out.